Let's talk then about creating your pages. When you go through and you create these individual web pages on these additional sites, what guidelines should you follow? Well, make sure that you use the target phrase in every title, but vary the other words. So let's say, going back to my earlier example, I'm optimizing for the phrase dog training Hanover. I would not want to use the phrase, what's the best dog training in Hanover? I wouldn't want to use that exact phrase on every subsite that I'm creating. I would want to vary it. So even though the phrase dog training Hanover needs to appear that way in every article, I'm going to mix up the other ones. That's going to give you variety. Change the content and make sure it is unique for every separate page you create. Of course, it's tempting to create one set of an article and then use that on all these other places, but that is not going to work. That's going to be a huge waste of your time because the other pages are going to have dupe content and not show up in the search engines. You're going to take yourself out of the equation, so definitely do not do that. So essentially, just make sure that you're going through and making the content unique. Doesn't mean it needs to be completely unique. You can just change parts of the article, but just make sure that you're careful and have enough uniqueness to make sure that it's not going to be a penalty, so you still rank. Repeat the target phrase in the content and bold it if you can, depending on the the resource that you're using. Of course, if you're using Easy Articles, you can't do as much. But if you're on Squidoo, you can be using header tags and bold and italics and underline and all that good stuff. So make sure that you do that. Basic SEO stuff here. Everything that you can do without appearing spammy to get your target phrase more obvious on that page to the search engines. Have a strong sell for your website. You got to remember that all these subsites that you're creating, they're going to be ranking for you. Obviously, they need to push everyone to your website because that's the whole point of this. So, one thing I would do is, let's say I have a product, and then I would go out and I would create, these 6 other or 10 other places, on Easy Articles and Squidoo, and each one of those would be a review for my product. So that way, somebody types in, dog training Hanover, and the main site comes up, but the other ones that come up are going to be reviews. So I'm sure you can imagine what you would think if you typed in dog training Hanover, and all these reviews come up, and they're all positive for the same trainer. Of course, you're going to use that trainer.